Salut, je m'appelle Jennifer Mejia.
Bonjour, my name is Lindy.
Hello, je m'appelle Oladoin.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm a language assistant in the Académie de Dijon.
Hey everyone, my name is Shubham and I am an English language assistant in Angers, France. Today we are going to talk about the rent situation in France and other ambassadors from Lille, Paris, Dijon and Marseille will be contributing to this video, and you'll get to see what's the rent situation in different regions in France. Me, I'm living in Angers, France in a foyer de jeunes travailleurs, which is a youth hostel for working people. I've been paying 340 euros as rent, but for people living in a youth hostel, the CAF is really nice and I receive a 312 euros of CAF, which is really great. So what I pay is only around 36 euros per month. Let's get to know what's the situation for other assistants.
Salut, je m'appelle Jennifer Mejia, j'ai 26 ans et je viens de Honduras. Actuellement, je suis assistante de langue espagnole affectée dans l'Académie de Montpellier. Je vais vous raconter un peu de mon expérience par rapport au logement. Pour moi, a été un peu difficile parce que je n'ai pas eu l'opportunité d'être louée dans l'internat de lycée. C'est pour ça que j'habite actuellement dans un quartier qui s'appelle Port-Marianne à Montpellier. J'habite en colocation et je paye 450 €, que c'est un peu cher par rapport au salaire. Mais j'ai reçu les aides de la CAF qui sont 167 € par mois. Et alors, ce que je peux vous conseiller, c'est si vous avez l'opportunité d'être loué dans l'internat de lycée, profitez-le. Et surtout, si vous habitez dans une grande ville comme moi. Et sinon, vous devez faire la demande de la CAF le plus tôt possible pour avoir les aides. Et bon, c'est ça que je peux vous conseiller. Et bon, merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm a language assistant in the Académie de Dijon and I live in the city of Dijon itself. For my housing this year, I was really lucky in that the lycée where I'm assigned offered me housing. They have what's called an internat on campus, which is where students live during the week, and they set aside a room for the language assistant. I have a pretty small cozy room in my own bathroom, but for that I pay 90 euros in rent every month to the school directly, so it's really reasonable. When I was eligible for housing assistance through CAF, I was receiving 68 euros a month, so my rent ended up being 22 euros a month, but unfortunately I'm no longer eligible for housing assistance, so I'm paying the full 90 euros. That being said, it's a really reasonable rate, especially in a city like Dijon, and it's very easy for me to be able to afford that rent on the salary that assistants are given. So that's my housing situation in Dijon. Bye!
Hello, bonjour. Hello, je m'appelle Oladoin, je suis nigérienne et je suis assistante d'anglais affectée dans l'Académie de Lille. Et en fait, en Lille, il y a plein de villes. Je suis dans une petite ville qu'on appelle Hasbrook. Je vis dedans mes écoles d'affectation. Je suis affectée dans lycée et collège des Flandres. Et mon appartement, c'est dans le dernier étage, bien dans la dernière étage du collège, dernier étage du collège. Et cet appartement est réservé chaque année pour les assistantes anglais, les assistantes soit anglais, soit espagnoles, soit italiennes et ainsi de suite. Et cette année, je vis ici avec mon colocataire assistante espagnole d'Argentine. Et cet appartement est entièrement gratuit pour nous. Nous sommes chanceuses. C'est gratuit, le wifi, l'électricité, de l'eau, le gaz et tout cela sont entièrement gratuits. Mais j'ai des amis dans d'autres parties de l'île, Arras, Béthune, Balliol, Lens, qui ont payé pour leur hébergement Je pense que c'est à partir de 300 € à 400 €. Et aussi, on peut profiter du CALF parce que mes amis ont profité du CAF. Ils ont demandé le caisse d'allocation familiale, c'est le CAF ça. Ils ont demandé pour le CAF et je pense que si vos documents sont entièrement complets, vous pouvez aussi profiter ou bien demander du CAF et on va donner quelques agents pour vous aider. On va vous donner quelques agents pour vous aider on va vous donner quelques agents pour vous aider à payer pour votre hébergement. Malheureusement et heureusement pour moi, je n'ai pas d'expérience dans cette partie ou bien de cette côté parce que mon appartement c'est entièrement gratuit. Il faut décider maintenant si vous voulez choisir les campagnes ou bien vous voulez choisir les grandes villes de la France. Merci, au revoir, goodbye.
Bonjour. My name is Lindy. I've been living in France for about 4 years. I've lived in different regions ranging from countryside to bigger cities, and I am currently in Paris. For my living situation, I currently rent a room and share the kitchen with an older woman in her home. Finding housing in Paris can be super tricky and expensive. There are a few ways that you can search. I recommend using Facebook as a resource, searching through different groups, including groups for the arrondissement that you're trying to live in. There's Crous, which is student housing. That might be an option for you. There are a couple of websites like Le Bon Coin, which is like France's Craigslist. It's super popular for apartment postings. There's Room Lala, which is what I used. It's like a Airbnb, but for long-term stays. You could also ask your prof référent, also last year's assistant, ask them what they did for housing. I recommend knowing what you want, but also being flexible. Know what you're looking for, but be open to what's available. As for rent, expect to pay between 500 to 800 euros for a studio or even a shared apartment. Yes, it can be expensive, so if you don't have money saved or you're not able to be super frugal, honestly, Paris might not be your best option. However, for cheaper prices, the further outside of Paris you go, the cheaper it is. So there are some people that live just on the outside of Paris and take the RER, about an hour commute to go to work. CAF might be an option, but check to see if you're eligible because not all housing is accepted. Depending on your situation, you could get between 50 to 200 euros a month. For some other tips, they usually want a garant, a French guarantor, basically a French person to sign and vouch for you financially. However, one workaround for this is a program called Vicel. You fill out everything online, send your work contract, and it's basically the French government serving as a co-signer for your apartment. I also recommend renting an Airbnb for a few weeks up to a month until you can secure housing. Do not send money in advance. There are so many scams where foreigners have sent money and one, the apartment is nothing like the photos, or two, it doesn't even exist. So wait till you're here to actually see the apartment and sign. With all that being said, if you think Paris might not financially be an option for you, there are still so many wonderful places to live in France. Plus, with the train and all the wonderful transport options, you could easily do a weekend trip or travel during your many vacations to explore the city. And personally, I prefer other cities in France, especially for living. So no matter where you are in France, you'll still get a wonderful, authentic experience.
Now, before I finish the video, I would like to tell you, since a lot of people are interested in Paris, I talked to the other ambassador, Indian ambassador in Paris, Akila, and she told me that she's been paying 555 euros of rent, but she receives around 160 or 70 euros of CAF as well. So her rent is, I don't remember, I'll put it on the video and you'll know. So goodbye for now and see you soon in the next video about France, traveling, it could be anything.